Hi, my name is Keith and I'm known as a Florida Stone Man, and today I'm going to be talking to you all about return to senders. I've talked about this 100,000 times, but I think this is really good for you guys to be doing. This is something everyone should be doing. This is one of those underestimated things ever. If you guys were doing return to senders, you wouldn't have to deal with about 80% of the situations that you're dealing with. This will be one of my quicker videos because I've made a video about this before, but I'm going to talk about it again because I have some new analogies and new, just different examples and stuff like that I think will be really helping you guys. Now, the objection to return to senders. People are like, I don't want to send the negative energy back. Oh, that's bad. That's evil. Oh, that's not good. The easiest analogy I've been talking about in all my videos is when someone takes a grenade and they throw it at you, when you catch it or when it's by your feet, is it mean to pick it up and throw it back to the person who sent it to you and basically say, this is not my grenade, this belongs to you, I don't want it, thanks, bye, and you've completely hit the reject and I don't accept button? That's the best and easiest thing you can do. Some of you you're doing cleansings and you're cleansing yourself maybe with spiritual baths and some people, if you want a spiritual bath, I highly suggest you go to Eve the Medium. Her spiritual bath does return to senders as well because it does have Ruda in it, which has heavy return to senders as well. She has a variety of different spiritual baths, but hers is really good. I don't teach spiritual baths. I teach about crystals, and that's a very specific avenue, and she has some on her website. I have crystals on my website. The thing with return to senders is I see people advocating for things to not go back to someone, for things to not be returned when it's going to return anyway, but you're just kind of helping the process along by claiming that it's not your energy, by claiming that you don't want anything to do with that. What happens when you don't return something to the sender? What happens when you don't cleanse it off altogether? You absorb 100% of, may it be someone sends you ill intent, evil eye, black magic, plotting against you, gossiping against you, anything with any form of negative energy or bad intention sent towards you, that eats at you, that picks at you, it just really hurts you. And if you don't do anything about it, then you absorb it into your aura, you absorb it into your chakras, you absorb it into your energy field, and guess what happens after that? Yeah, things start going downhill. You start not feeling good, you start becoming lethargic, things get really bad, and you don't have to deal with that, and you're wasting your life on trying to catch up because someone sent you the evil eye that you didn't send back. Like, just send it back. It's not yours. It's not your energy. Don't go to war with it. Some people will pay someone to do curses back on them, on whoever cursed them. Why would you do that? Just send the original curse back, and now you don't have bloody hands. Now you're not in charge of cursing to someone, in charge of hexing someone, when you could have just sent it back. That person is really, people who do curses are really afraid of other people sending it back. That's why a lot of spiritualists on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, they'll advocate, they'll try to scare you away from doing a reversal or a return to sender. They'll be like, oh, you don't want to reverse that because you might reverse your money if you do a reversal spell, or if you do a reversal herb, like if you do a reversal incantation, if you do a reversal bath, then you might reverse your money, you might reverse your good luck, you might reverse your everything going good for you. Like, they'll try to put a magical spin on it with their words to make it sound like it's bad to do some kind of reversal magic. There's nothing wrong with reversals. A reversal is basically anything that is causing your chakras to not spin right or spin slow or just spin out of funk, or just in general in your aura. If your aura is polluted, if it's poisoned and things are not flowing right, it reverses that and it sends it back. It's like thank you, bye, and it sends it back. And a cool thing about return to senders is it sends it back 100 times stronger than whoever sent it. So it doesn't matter where, when, or how. So if someone did some kind of black magic on you or some kind of evil eye on you, for you to lose your job because they're jealous that you had the job, and their intention was they just didn't like you having the job, and there was nothing good coming from them saying, okay, this person, like, I don't want them to be at this job because they're getting paid too much, how dare they get paid too much, or whatever. People are petty, and then they try something, they'll gossip about you, they'll send you evil eye, they'll send you bad energy. And there are some people who are just like, I'm gonna take that energy and transmute it into light, and transmutation upon that process, so I don't get the receipt upon my fundamental elements. And people will say the stupidest stuff just to not help themselves, and they're doing this. They're chatting. They're like blah 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 blah. Yeah, I'm transmuting energy of light, and you can take people's energy, the negative energy people send you, and you can transmute it. Some crystals do that on autopilot, such as a metrine. A metrine is actually a crystal that devours negative energy and turns it into basically sobriety, which is peace of mind and money for you, because it's citrine and amethyst combined into nature. Yeah, it's literally an energy-eating stone of negative energy, but you don't want to have that stone transmute that energy, because guess what? Even if you were, as a person, are trying to actively transmute energy left and right, you're going to be exhausted. And guess what? If you have goals, if you have dreams, if you have desires, if you have aspirations, and you're out here transmuting energy that's not even yours, now you're doing something else. Now you're wasting time. Now you're off track because you wanted to transmute that person's curses towards you to light, and you don't want to do anything bad by sending it back. That's not your energy. You send it back, you don't have to worry about it. Like, what is there to understand? Okay? And I've talked to some people who are just, and I've actually seen it from the people I've talked to about this. People will be like, well, I like to just transmute negative energy thrown at me left and right, and that person's always exhausted. They're not getting ahead. They're at the same spot they were last year, which there is no same spot. The person's going down because they're using all of their own personal energy to transmute energy when they could have just sent it back. It's kind of like taking a grenade and trying to pick it apart, and then now you picked it apart, and now you have to wait, and it might blow up in your hands. Same thing. I use basically, I like to use the grenade analogy. So you basically have a person standing over here, and they have a bag of grenades, and they're throwing it at you. You catch one grenade, you might throw it off to the side, or you might find a way to turn the grenade off, which, how dumb is that? You're going to try to turn the grenade off when you know it explodes in a certain amount of seconds. And that's what happens to people who transmute energy. I'm going to transmute their energy light, and I'm going to make it right with love and light. No. We're not doing that. That's a waste of time. Usually people who try to do that, they'll just experience the most amount of energy blowups and energy drainage. I don't teach that because that's not effective. Period. Now the person's throwing grenades at you. Maybe instead of transmuting energy, you're just cleansing it off of you. You're getting rid of the person's negative energy off of you. You're just discarding it. You're not sending it back, but you're whacking it off. You're just slapping it left and right and left and right and left and right, and you're like, okay. And you're not sending back the blows. You're not mirroring it. You're just deflecting it to not go back. And guess what? When the person's throwing grenades at you left and right, you might be slapping the grenades left and right, and you might be just knocking the grenades off. But guess what happens? You forgot to see the one grenade by your feet, and you have another grenade coming up here, and you thought you got rid of it. Now the one at your feet blows up. Now you're in trouble. So you were using your energy to get rid of the grenades, left and right, but you didn't see the one that was under your feet, and now you're in trouble. Same thing happens when people are trying to get rid of bad intention, negative energy. You actually claim the person's energy who sent it to you by dealing with it. You might not claim it with your words, but you're claiming it with your actions. You're claiming it by trying to fight it. Now, I'm going to talk about some, and like I said, it's just saying that you don't accept this person's negative energy. It's hitting the no buttons, basically no, reject, and you're sending it back. Wonderful. You don't have to deal with it anymore. It's not your energy. You don't have to deal with it. Now you're just sending it back. Now, I've taught this before. Mexican fire agate is the best return to sender energy stone ever, because it just 100% sends everything back, and you don't need a lot of it. I taught ways on my Mexican fire agate YouTube video, which you can watch because I'm not going to teach all that over again on this video. What you do, you work with Mexican fire agate, and it 100% of the time sends everything back in scorching fire, and the person who did gossip about you, talk bad about you, try to get at you, etc. So anyone who's sending you negative energy will be devoured, consumed, and they'll be so busy with their own negative energy that it will cancel them out. That person will probably have to move, they're having all these problems, etc. But are you going to feel bad? Are you going to feel bad? Oh no, I wish I didn't send their negative energy back. Now they're having all this trouble. Well, that's their own energy. why are you looking towards them if it's their own energy? Like there is an amount of people online who just don't get it, and who are constantly, and the people who keep saying that they want to transmute and then get rid of, like, and do everything but send it back. Those people are dealing with other people's negative energy, and those people are always exhausted and never getting ahead. So my whole video is about, this is a short video, send it back. It's not your energy. Like, I teach this, but then I catch certain people who I'm helping, and several people, they'll be like, well, I don't want to fully send it back. I'm like, is that fully your energy? Like, no. I'm like, get rid of it, because you're going to deal with it left and right until it's fully gone. And what makes it fully go away? On the other hand, let's just say that person sends you negative energy, and they stop sending you negative energy. But that's a negative person, and may the negative energy be in a form of a curse, a hex, black magic, evil eye, etc. They leave you alone, and now that person picks on someone much more vulnerable. You're kind of at fault for not sending it back. Maybe if you actually knew that you're supposed to send negative energy back, you know now because of this video, then you know. But if you didn't know, that's a different story. Now, if that person's sending negative energy to people, and you never sent the energy back, you just kind of discarded it. If you had sent that negative energy back to the person who kept sending it, that would have taught them their lesson, and maybe they're picking on some elderly people, maybe some children, people who can't really defend themselves like that, and now that person's still out there putting out all this bad energy. This video is very short and simple. Send it back. Don't deal with other people's negative energy. Send it back. It's so easy. It's a button. It's literally, I don't claim this. This is not my energy. No thank you. Ignore. It's kind of like a spam email. It's just kind of like you swipe it and you swipe it again and it's gone. Versus you going through the spam email and you're like, I don't know when did I give this person I don't know when I gave this person my email, and you're clicking links and links are opening now and you have 100 links opening. Same thing applies. Strange examples, but it really does work. I've taught several videos on return to senders. I'm going to keep teaching them because you're doing a favor to the world by sending it back negative energy to people who send it, because it just cancels them out. It's kind of instant karma. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Ciao!